Everybody, welcome back with the Plapper. Platypus is the name, and welcome to another tier list. This will be the second tier list I'm making. Now, what we're looking at here is my previous tier list. So we are going to be updating it with one. There is now three, soon to be four new characters in the game. And I have kind of changed my opinion on some characters. And yeah, so without further ado, we're just gonna jump into it. We'll kind of talk about each character as we go through them and if they're gonna be adjusted or not. So Joker, the Joker stays the S tier. Joker is arguably the best character in the game. I think there might be some debate, but I think Joker is going to be an S tier for quite a while. We will see, but there's just no other like AoE curse damage. He's the go-to, and it's just flat damage up, but it's insane. Leon, unfortunately, I do think that he is S tier for now. I think he will probably fall off, but the crit damage boost is so strong, and if you actually land crits, it's very powerful. So he's pretty good. You know, he's good with Joker. He's good with Ann, but you probably don't run him with Ann. Good with Sumi. Good with Windboy. Pretty much good with everybody. So, or you know, most of the damage dealers. So I'll put him S tier, but he is the bottom of S tier for me. So I am moving him down. Mona's going to A tier. I think Mona is good. People shit on Mona all the time. I do think Mona is definitely reasonable. The thing is, she's really good with he's really good with like Yui, which I really like because it's a healer that gets to keep attacking, and no matter what fight you're in, they're always at least doing Windswept, which is not a good reason to bring a healer. But what is good is sometimes you get that revive for the Velvet Trials, and with the Miracle Punch, you are getting more crits because you are also building crit on this character. So they're actually surprisingly good at breaking shields in a wide variety of fights. However, they are a little squishy. They can be the first one to die, but I still think Mona is a solid A tier on a lot of teams. Panther, Ann is staying up in the S tier, absolutely. Arguably one of the best characters in the game. Ryuji here, I think Ryuji, I'm gonna bump down A tier a little bit. He's probably insane with Leon. I just never feel like I need him. Does that make sense? To be fair, I haven't used Ryuji nearly enough, but it's just like I would almost always rather have an elemental weakness, and so he's good at, like, you know, dealing the physical damage. So I've never really wanted to use him in a fight. It never feels like, oh yeah, let's bring a Ryuji for this. So this might just be on my part that I haven't used him enough. Soy is gonna stay exactly where he's at. Not an S tier character. Probably out of these, probably the best A tier character. No doubt about that. Wonder is, honestly, I'm gonna put Wonder up at S tier. I think it's kind of hard to say, but when you get to those high level personas, they just have a lot of good stuff, right? Alice, Norn, just all, you know, AoE defense buffs, and then you can go straight to attack buffs, and they always fill everything. I think Wonder is not necessarily flashy, but clearly an S tier. Sumi, I think Sumi, all right, Sumi is A tier. I think Sumi is better than Morgana, probably. People sleep on Sumi. Sumi is very good. Sumi is very strong. One of the best single target damage dealers in the game. Like, probably, it's hard to say. Ryuji does the bigger number, but he doesn't do it as consistently as Sumi does. Also, Sumi synergizes really well with just a lot of characters because it's every instance of damage gets him a pellet, basically. So, very good. I'm going to move you further down as well. I think I actually am going to put both of you A tier. I think you're both honestly pretty darn equal. I'm happy with both you and you, Puppet, and the other one. It really is just team dependent, but there are situations I definitely want you, and there are situations I definitely want you. With Fox out, you definitely got a buff in how good you are because you have like a best in slot team now. Very good. I think Rin is probably going to S tier as well. The thing with Rin that I didn't understand was that I thought she like really buffed curse damage, and it's not clear if she buffs curse damage or just her own curse damage, but what she does do is lower defense AoE a ton and increase enemies damage taken by like 90% or something. So it's like she's just insanely powerful. There is no doubt about that. Key is going down the B tier. I think Key is good. However, there was a mistranslation on his skill. His skill used to say he would deal bonus damage based on his max HP for the Chosen One stacks, but what it really does is deal himself damage for each Chosen One stack. So it's like even though he scales off HP, it's not uncommon for him to just like be at 40% health because he wasn't at full, then he does an attack and then he hurts himself. It could be pretty awkward. I think he is good, but he does get himself killed a little more than I would like. Yuki, I think Yuki's solid in B tier. I don't know, man. I think Yuki is like, she is so legit, but she is not standalone legit. She needs either Marion or Fox or you know, a Wonder to support her. She just needs someone that generates some blessing stacks so she could shield every turn. But I'm telling you, these shields are insanely powerful. Absolutely killer. I love this character, and she is so good, specifically with Fox. Haruna here, I'm trying to assume A0 on these 6 stars. And honestly, A0, Haruna is just like, I don't know why I would ever bring her. I think once you get A1, A2, I honestly think A2 is like up here. I think A2 is very good. But as a A0, it's just like I don't even like her more than Tomoko, honestly. Mont, I think Mont is going to stay in the B tier. She's one of my least used characters to date. She just doesn't feel necessary ever, but she is cool. I like her. But I honestly she hasn't struck me as like a insane damage dealer when compared to things like Sumi and Windboy here. Mohota, she's going down to C tier. One of the worst characters, no doubt. Absolutely kind of trashed here. She is a support for Yui, and she's sometimes your only lightning, but I mean, she doesn't do good single target damage. She doesn't do very good AoE damage. And that's all she does is deals damage in 3 or 4 different ways. It's not like she's completely useless, right? You could put a lot of investment into her, put a lot of effort, but unless you need to bring lightning, you're not bringing her. She's not very good. So we're going to put her, I don't want to put her at the very bottom. We'll put her at the top of C tier here. Windboy, he's going up to A tier, bro. I don't know if he's better than Sumi or not, but he is up there for sure. This is kind of A tier is just like a lot of strong characters, right? I think, to be fair, most characters are very, very viable. And so having these guys, I mean, these are my boys. You've probably seen my videos. My single target damage build, I literally run this team. I run these 3. They're 3 of my favorite characters in the game, and they've just done really, really great. As far as C tier, I'm going to move Lufel up to B. Lufel is definitely better than I thought. They are a little bit squishy. Their buffs aren't that good, but they have an undeniably incredibly powerful heal that they could use turn after turn after turn. So as long as no one dies in one round, you are pretty good at keeping everyone fully healed while also slightly buffing them. I really do not think you're better than Mona. I don't think you're better than Marion, but you are absolutely viable. And then finally, Tomoko. Tomoko's going up to probably not A tier, but I think she's going up here into the B tier, because I don't know if she's better than Key, but she's in the lower part of characters. But honestly, there are times I prefer using her over Leon straight up. She's extra good in Velvet Trials, but you're not bringing her a lot. Her Greenleaf stack system is a little annoying, to say the least, but I am happy with her here. Now, this is the part of the video where if you're watching the video, you're going to be able to have fun reading the comments. We're going to put Mohota or whatever, Makoto, Queen. We're going to put her in the middle of B tier. Keep in mind, I do not even know what this character does. Okay, if you're watching this video, I'm just putting her there because I think it's funny. There's no context, all right? I'm just putting her there so that way you can go down to the comments and you can see people saying, Makoto in a B tier? Are you serious? She's in between Key and Tomoko? What the hell are you talking about? So that might be funny, but this means nothing. I just wanted to do that. Yui, I think Yui's also a B tier character. It's kind of weird. Maybe she's not. Maybe she is A tier. Maybe her and Ryuji are kind of the same. They're just single target damage dealers. And I know that these are just single target damage dealers, but these they just work so well. Yui has the issue of being narrow because you don't want to run someone like Marion or even Fox with her. You need to have everyone doing actions for her highlight. She needs to use the highlight basically. And after she uses her highlight, you need everyone to take actions to attack. You don't want to take a buff turn or anything like that. So she is powerful, but she is awkward enough where, I don't know, maybe she's in B tier, bottom of A tier. It's kind of, it's kind of iffy. Fox, I think Fox is S tier. Fox is absolutely slapping the shit out of the game right now. He is crazy powerful. If you think Fox is bad, you are coping because you don't want to pull on him. I think he is the best character in the game currently. I think he is better than Joker. However, if someone wanted to argue that Joker's better from some mathematical reason, I would not die on that hill, but I swear that my Fox does more damage than my Joker. My Fox is better built, I'll admit. But Fox tends to do just as much relevant damage as Joker, especially in the fights he's good in. I'll admit, if it's a single target or 2 targets, then Joker probably pulls ahead. But once you start fighting 3 or 4 targets, Fox does so much damage with all the counterattacks. And because he's stacking defense, he just never dies. He's not like it's not like when you're running Dominion, you're hoping, oh, I hope they don't kill my Joker because he's a squishy and he's all in on attack. He just never fucking dies. He's so hard to kill. Great for pushing content. I've cleared all of the Velvet Trials. I've cleared literally every single Velvet Trial fight, not with full stars, but it's because I just used the Fox auto team and they just autoed all the content. Marion is also S tier. She's just the best healer in the game. Is she better than Anne? I don't know. Marion gets a little bit of a buff. Not only is she the best healer in the game, not only does she have the ability to remove status ailments, not only does she give a bunch of max HP to keep everyone alive, but she also, because like she's kind of just generically good, she fits in like literally every team in the entire game. There's no team that you wouldn't consider bringing her. Like if you're doing Dominion boss fight and you're going purely for the most damage, you might not bring her. But if you're going literally for a leaderboard number, you may not bring her. But anything where you're not specifically fighting for a leaderboard spot with damage numbers, you probably would like to bring Marion. She just makes everyone better. She is really good. And so this is the tier list. Let me see if I want to make any adjustments really quick. Let me really think about this. All right, I am going to move Leon down to A tier. I think when I look at, and I'm actually going to move Wonder down to A tier as well. Wonder I don't even think needs to be on the list. Honestly, I don't think it's like super relevant because there's so much variety in this. But when I'm looking at what I think about with these characters, how they are absolutely just, I mean, I guess it's funny, they're all AoE damage dealers, you know, these ones. But these feel, when I use them, a step above. I think Rin is borderline. I think a few more characters come out. Rin, for me, might drop to A tier as well. But, I mean, the impact of these characters on your team, these are like, I feel like build around unit, build around unit, build around unit. The ultimate support. And I think Wonder is like the ultimate support, but he doesn't quite do any of the jobs still better, necessarily. Like, you would rather run 2 copies of Ren, but you can't. I mean, Wonder is insane, but I just don't think it's like S tier as defining. And Leon, again, he's undeniably very powerful, but I just don't feel like he's like a build around character. Maybe he's like one of those unsung heroes, but I don't know. If I do use him or don't use him, I only want to use him if I'm specifically going for the highest possible leaderboard number I can, and I never use him in any content outside of that. So 90% of players don't ever even need to put 1 investment point into him, I don't feel like, because he doesn't do anything besides make a different character stronger. All right, I think I'm happy with this for now. The A tier is getting a little loaded, but honestly, I think this is a good sign. A lot of characters are just kind of fall into the very powerful category. So in my mind, just so you can kind of get an idea of how it's broken down, S tier is basically like Otto's content, like the best units in the entire game. I think Rin is borderline on this one myself, but I do think she's still earning her spot there. So this is just like, hey, I'm going to auto the content and destroy the game. A is like, these are my go-to units. These are the units that I'm using in a lot of content for a lot of reasons. In fact, we're going to move Mona down a little bit. Or they're either like, I use these guys all the time, or they're just like really, really good at their job, right? Single target lightning. These, like, I would run Yui over Joker in a specific fight, but in general content, I'm still not running Yui over Joker, you know. So these are a lot of the characters that I end up going to. B, these are like characters I use in their respective teams, right? Like, I will use Yuki if I'm using Fox, or if I'm using Marion. I will not use her and then run, like, Soy Winboy. You know, she doesn't really work without a little bit of synergy. Kind of same with Key, right? Like this is a unit that needs to kind of be in his team in order for him to be good. You could do a little bit of a meme team, right? You could do the HP scalers, right? You could do Marion with Soy and Key and then Wonder, and then you could just scale everyone's HP. It's a meme, but it is kind of funny. You get really high HP numbers. And yeah, so that's kind of this here. And then C is like, I'm not using them even in fights where they're kind of designed to be used. Where it's like, if I have a lightning fight, like I'm only using this if I do a I'm only going to use her if I go to a lightning velvet trial and I need to break shields. And even then, I went through the velvet trials without even using her just to clear the stages. So, and same with Haruna, like I'm just not going to use her right now. Once she gets like a couple of those stats, I actually think she does give enough of an attack boost to be worthwhile, but not there yet. Yeah, and Lufel, I'm still not super into you. I still think Lufel kind of sucks. But Lufel, especially I have Marion. If you have Marion, like you don't even use Lufel in like the fire team because Marion is so much better. So I think you're not even the best healer in your own team, in my opinion. That means you can't be into A tier, in my opinion. All right, guys, that is all for this one. Hope you enjoyed this. Talked about all the characters and just tried to justify exactly why they are where they are. And then I'll probably do this around every 4 new characters, maybe every 5 new characters. We'll update the tier list and we'll just keep going to it. And yeah, and then that also gives me time to play and adjust characters. Anyway, much love per platypus is per ploutopus. I'll see you on the flip flops. Bye.